Yo, what is up? So it's week 8 of winter anime. Anime season does continue. Gonna review some shows this week. So yeah, I skipped the week 7 video if you kept up. So I'm gonna talk about like 2 or more episodes of ongoing anime. And then yeah, pretty much talk about the shows I've been keeping up with. So yeah, let me know if I missed anything. So yeah, Orb has been like insanely good. Like one of the best stories. Solo leveling, like, great action. Can't go wrong with it for like a high quality show this season. Apothecary Diaries story does continue. And a lot more other like fun shows are there. So yeah, let's get started. So I think ReZero is a great place to start. So yeah, we have episodes 11 and 12 coming in. So the episode before that, we saw Regulus. He was kind of like invincible. It's really hard to beat him, but Subaru, he's trying everything. So we see Reinhardt like doing a lot of like cool shit, just like flying in the air, smacking Regulus around, and also Amelia, she can fight this season, bro. She's been very good. White Fox kind of gave her a huge glow up, like, her titties are big as well. But yeah, she's super confident, super strong, using more ice magic, and also like throwing hands with these archbishops. So basically in episode 11, I think it was one of the weakest episodes this season though, because it focused on Liliana and Priscilla. So yeah, they had like a cool fight against Sirius. Like I thought the fight was nice. We saw Priscilla with her like white flames. That was sick. And then, Liliana singing. But yeah, the fact that we got a lot of Liliana backstory, it was okay, but it just like didn't really tell us anything that we didn't already know. They didn't really add anything to the story pretty much. Because yeah, we saw Liliana. She's like kind of like a little girl, wandering bard musician. So you can kind of like assume, yeah, maybe she was like an orphan, abandoned. She had to like fend for herself. That's pretty much what we learned from her backstory. Like she's also like a bit stupid, very stubborn, which is funny, but yeah, again, it doesn't really add anything. It doesn't help that she's like a really annoying character. Basically, Priscilla, she has like these white flames that overtake Sirius's black flames, and then her white flames only burn the things she wants to. So when Sirius tries to like, use hostages to threaten Priscilla, Priscilla can just like accurately slash Sirius, save the hostages. Also, Liliana had a cool song here. So like an actual like kind of singer singing for her. I don't know if it's the voice actress, but yeah, she's singing in the flying castle. The castle's like kind of crumbling down. She's still like falling down and singing. It was very wacky, but like we saw her backstory pretty much, where her family is like kind of like a traveling music group. They seem to be very supportive, but then they also like call her a bit young, a bit immature. So she kind of like gets angry and runs away. I thought like that was a bit ungrateful. And now like she's like trying to fend for herself in the wilds. So yeah, she's like struggling a lot. A lot of people don't really care about her singing, so she gets like a little demotivated. But then she kind of like learns stuff from nature, just like, being stranded, looking at the trees and the forests and the rivers. And then she kind of like uses her experiences in nature to kind of like create her own song. And yeah, she keeps doing that. So yeah, all her like songs come from the heart. So that's where she got like her popularity, I guess. And now, yeah, she's singing here, basically counteracting Sirius's curse. And now Priscilla can like actually attack Sirius. So yeah, Priscilla was like getting a bit mad because Sirius was like goading her. It looks like she knows a bit of Priscilla's backstory. Maybe that's like part of her ability. But yeah, Priscilla kind of calls her a hypocrite. It's like you're controlling them like a hive mind, so there's no like freedom there. So yeah, they're talking during the fights. Priscilla like slashes her up with the sword, but it looks like Sirius did not die because yeah, she didn't do the double tap. She kind of like threw her body in the water. Like, come on, bro, you got to cut the head off at least. So yeah, it looks like Sirius might be still alive. Liliana, she kind of like exhausted herself, so she's also falling in the river. But then she gets rescued by like one of the simps that like really liked her. So basically, yeah, that was episode 11. And yeah, I mean, we beat another archbishop, so that's cool. And episode 12 is no different. So finally, Regulus is defeated. It looks like he might not be though, because all of these archbishops, they do have like some type of like healing, regeneration. It's really hard to kind of like finish them off. But basically, Subaru kind of deduces the source of Regulus's power. It's his heart. The fact that it stopped means it's in a different location. And he realizes, oh, it's in the hearts of his wives. So yeah, Regulus's authority kind of like affects the things that he owns. And Amelia kind of realizes that she has to kill the wives in order for Regulus's heart to go back to his own body so they can damage him. So yeah, all the girls kind of like admit that they hate Regulus after Amelia kind of like gives like this whole spiel of them trying to be free. So yeah, the girls kind of break through. They were like dead inside, but now Amelia's inspiring them. And they realize that since Regulus is using their hearts for his survival, they also have to kill themselves in order to actually finally beat him. So yeah, they're like down to do this. They're like, yeah, we hate this guy. We might as well sacrifice our lives. They'll take a shot of glass about to like cut their throats, and Amelia's like, nah, I'm gonna seal these girls up in ice. So yeah, that stops their heart pretty much. We knew she could do this because yeah, she did this in season 2 when she was like really young and froze her whole village. But yeah, pretty much all their hearts are stopped. So it was implied that Amelia killed them, but obviously not. And the problem is the final thing that Regulus does love is Amelia. He set her sights on her. So yeah, his heart is now attached to her. So yeah, we can't really defeat him unless we kill Amelia as well. So she's like down to do this as well, like pulls out her ice dagger, but then Subaru realizes, hey, I got the unseen hand. So what if I use the unseen hand to like kind of clean Amelia's heart, pull out Regulus's heart? He does this, takes a lot of like focus and concentration, but you know, this makes sense. So yeah, he uses his power, frees Amelia, and now Regulus can't be damaged. Finally, this is what it's all about, bro. So yeah, he has a weakness. Amelia kind of like traps him in ice. He gets like all wet and dirty, and then she like punches him in the face. That was sick. Kind of like doing this cute aura sequence, hitting him 54 times for all of his wives. I was like, yes, queen. This feels so good, so rewarding. Like seeing the villain actually get laid out on his ass and defeated. So yeah, that's cool. And then finally, Reinhardt comes in to like finish the job. So he kind of like got launched into space, but he jumped like from the moon back to Earth, and then he launches Regulus back in the air. It looks like Regulus can still stop his own heart, but he can only do that temporarily. He falls underground and gets stuck by like these like spiky rocks, and it looks like they sealed him, so he doesn't look to be dead. And it looks like he does remember Amelia from the past, because yeah, she was a little girl, and he was the one that also fucked up Sirius and Juice. I mean, Amelia gets her revenge. She didn't even know, like her memories are still like kind of locked. But you know, it was a feel-good moment. We see Regulus. He's so mad though. So I guess he's like kind of building this curse on the ground. I don't know if like anything will come of it. But yeah, again, none of these archbishops look to be dead. But yeah, we'll worry about that later. When Subaru used the unseen hand as well on her heart, she was able to see Juice again. She met Sirius, which was Fortuna. And yeah, Juice is Beetlejuice. So yeah, episode ends there. We got some other archbishops to deal with. So yeah, there's Lust and Gluttony. So yeah, hopefully we kind of deal with them and save the city. It might not go super smoothly though. We have to see. But you know, fun season. Also, after that, we have Orb. So episodes 22 and 23. Oh my god, some of the greatest episodes, because it's finally like we deal with Noak. It was so kind of satisfying to like see his ass humbled and is like, damn, all of this was for nothing. So this is kind of how it goes down. So basically the heretics got caught, and now all the Inquisitors are kind of hunting them down at their base. They realize that the book is their #1 priority, and then Draka kind of volunteers to like go. So the main leader of the heretics, he kind of like escorts her off the farm by like stealing some of the horses and just like running away, while everyone else is like being left behind as a distraction. So yeah, there's some fights going on, but then yeah, Noak chases after them with his friends. Bro, he is focused. Like no one can really beat him. He's just calculating everything, and he's just like really good at killing people. So yeah, he murders the mustache guy. Rest in peace to him. But yeah, Draka is able to escape. But yeah, like Noak kind of tracks her down. So yeah, Draka realizes, I have this book. What is my like saving grace? Like I don't have that many places to go. People are hunting me down. So she kind of like goes into the next kingdom. She realizes that the bishop is there. So we saw this bishop earlier from like years ago in like the previous episodes. He was the one that lied to Noak about his daughter dying. So this dude is not a good person, but he's also miraculously Draka's saving grace, because he does care about money. So when Draka kind of proposes her idea, you know, like printing press books are going to be the future. I have like this golden book that like a lot of people might buy. It might capture the public interest, so I'll sell you the book. We'll split the profits, you know, 10% to Potocki. You know, Draka actually going to the church for help. It's kind of poetic. So yeah, the church was hunting them down, but now like the church is down with heliocentrism. And it's kind of like made sense. I had this question since the first episode, as like this doesn't seem super historically accurate, right? Like people weren't being burnt at the stake for studying science like this, right? So the reason that no one really knows or is panicking about this idea is because heliocentrism is just a theory. It doesn't really go against any of God's teachings. And a campaign to call it evil was just like made by the previous like church leader. So embracing new theories doesn't really go against God. And then Noak comes into the church. He's devastated hearing this. He's like, bro, I've like killed all these people, tortured them for no reason at this point, since you're giving into heliocentrism in the first place. So basically the church decides, you know, what's good and evil, and then, you know, the church might be corrupt. So long story short, Noak is devastated. All the people he killed, he remembers. Like they're branded as heretics for no reason, pretty much. So Rafal, Oxy, Bettini, Yolenta, and now Draka, their story will be remembered, but then Noak, he'll be kind of like left in the dust, just like a sad, lonely man. He's big mad. So next episode, he burns down the church and he kills the bishop. So now Draka is like kind of trapped in a corner. And also, since the church is burning down, they might blame like the heretics on heliocentrism. Anyway, Draka also gets stabbed in the side, which is pretty brutal. So it looks like she won't make it out. And then she takes the knife and then counter-stabs Noak. So yeah, Noak's stuck in the burning church while Draka runs away. It looks like Draka does die at the end of the episode, so rest in peace. But she's able to kind of send a letter through a carrier pigeon. But yeah, they can't publish the book. So we're so close, but we're still kind of really far. And also, yeah, Noak's kind of stuck in a burning church. It was a nice moment where he kind of like sees Rafal, just like a ghost of him. He's kind of telling Noak that he's the villain, saying that all his work is kind of for nothing. But, you know, that's like life. You know, there's like fate. People are like fated to be born at certain times, do certain things. So yeah, Noak Nowak dies here, but you know, if he prays, if he repents, maybe his daughter Yolenta can go to heaven. He kind of puts the glove on Yolenta's arm, that like her severed arm that he took. So I guess this is like confirmation that he knows this is his daughter that was the leader of the heretics, which is kind of like a sad way to do it because it took us this long. I was hoping for like something more concrete, like he sees the cover of the book, but nah, he just like kind of embraces her arm, kind of prays for her, and then he bleeds out after regretting like killing everybody for no reason. So yeah, again, a super sad moment. If you're keeping up with Orb, the story is like so good, so suspenseful. You don't really see too many anime like have like this type of like emotional storytelling. But yeah, basically Draka dies, Nowak dies. Their stories are both over, so what do we do? Well, the last few minutes of the episode, we meet a new character, so new main character. We have 2 more episodes left till the finale, so it's going to be 25 episodes. But yeah, I'm not sure if this is going to be like a 2-episode conclusion, if there might be an Orb season 2. But yeah, we meet a new character. He seems to be really smart, but he also works for this bakery. And the bakery owner kind of wants to like kind of send him to college. But he's like, no, I'm enjoying my life here. I don't want to go to college. Like, higher education is kind of like cursed. It's evil, it's corrupt. So yeah, I mean, something interesting about his past we'll probably learn about in next episode. So a new kind of like adult male character over here, and so we'll see like how he kind of like picks up on the research of heliocentrism, what he's gonna do. But yeah, you know, Orb has been a trip. The past few episodes are like really good. So yeah, Nowak gets beaten by bureaucracy, gets buried by his sins. Draka dies, and then we see another main character. Also, we have Solo Leveling episodes 8 and 9. These were nice episodes, just like, you know, continuing the action. Also a lot of like feel good moments. It's pretty much exactly what you expect. You know, it doesn't really show us anything new or innovative, but you know, just like great action scenes. I think the cool part in episode 8, he actually meets like this demon waifu that he was fighting. So he kind of like killed all of her Dark Souls supporting knights, and then her helmet kind of falls off and then she surrenders. So yeah, this cute purple hair demon waifu, it's kind of interesting because yeah, every monster has been hostile, but she was kind of like waifu simping, just like scared girl. And then she's like, okay, I have no hard feelings. You killed my soldiers. They died for me. That's fine. Spare my life. I'll tell you how to like go past the next level, because apparently her family kind of like controls the gate. So yeah, Jinwoo kind of like makes another friend in the dungeon. And then yeah, he's kind of like raising her up. They keep climbing up the floors, go up to like floor 80 where her family is. And I mean, it leads to a lot of questions about the lore of this world. Are these actually real people? Are they programmed? It looks like they have like a directive in their head to get stronger because there's like some evil villain coming in that might like destroy the world. That might be Jinwoo himself. I don't know. That's what it's all pointing to. Jinwoo's just getting overpoweredly strong. But you know, who knows? So basically kind of like meets the family of this demon girl, and he kind of like takes her as her guide. And he basically fights like the final boss, who's like a demon lord. I guess he's a cool final boss because Jinwoo was actually kind of struggling on him. He's pretty much the nameless king. It felt like, because he's actually flying on a dragon. He's kind of like this blue-purple demon. So it's a pretty massive pop-off fight. Jinwoo kind of using his Arise power to distract the demon. Problem is like he runs out of mana because all of them are dying so quickly. So it's like a 1v1. He's using his like assassin daggers, trying to like beat up on the demon lord. But yeah, he can't really dodge any of the attacks. He gets damaged a lot. And he's about to get hit by a killing blow. So the demon waifu actually distracts the demon. And it was like kind of like an internal struggle with her. Oh, which side should I pick? And then yeah, she kind of supports Jinwoo. Jinwoo kind of uses this opportunity to rip his arms off and do this like explosive ass One Punch Man level like punch. They did the cool shading they did during the Icarus fight, so I like that in the animation. And then yeah, the demon lord kind of like blows himself up as Jinwoo like punches him in the face. So yeah, he defeats the demon lord, killed the dragon as well. But basically the episode after that, episode 9, was also kind of sick because he gets to capture the dragon, so that's sick. He can just like fly on a new dragon mount. And after that, he also unlocked like some new abilities. One is like teleportation, so he can fast travel to a place that his shadow is in. So that's cool because he can just instantly leave this dungeon and just go back home. I guess the problem is it has a 3-hour cooldown, so that's how they nerfed it. But basically kind of like defeated this tower. I guess all the demons are happy. And yeah, the demon waifu, she's living here for now. I don't know if we'll see her again, maybe, because she seems to be kind of significant. But Jinwoo kind of leaves her alone as he goes back home because something important has happened. The elixir of life, he finally made it. So we're waiting like 2 whole seasons for it. It was pretty easy to make, so he had to like craft it very carefully because there's like a chance of failure. But he makes it, and he makes 6 of them with only 3 ingredients. So I thought that was like so efficient. He can use it like on a lot of people. Maybe he might use it in the future because there's like a place, Jeju Island, that they're gonna like fight these ants in. But also yeah, first of all, he uses it on his mom, kind of like props her body up in the hospital and makes her drink it, and she's awake. That was pretty easy. Like, you know, good for him. You know, cool, cute family dynamic as they're just like living together. The little sister is also like very happy. So we still don't know where the father is. Like, he left America, could be anywhere. Maybe he's gonna come home for milk. But basically just like a positive action show so far for season 2. Besides that time where he got like betrayed by the party earlier and then he like killed Iron. and took his body. But yeah, besides that, Jinwoo like being the hero, helping everyone. Looks like he's being recruited for the Jeju Island fight as well. So yeah, that's cool. Also, they kind of invited 10 Japanese S-rank hunters because yeah, they're in Korea. The Japanese people seem to be like kind of strong. It looks like there's gonna be a 4v4 fight with like the Japanese and Korean S-rank hunters. But yeah, I guess we're gonna get some character introductions before we go to the island next week. And yeah, we'll see what Jinwoo also does as he gets like, super overpowered again. Okay, so for the Apothecary Diaries season 2 episodes 7 and 8, kind of insane episodes because Mama is helping the Emperor. She's also helping the former Empress. Is kind of sick. There's all these important people. They see how she's like solving these cases. Is asked for her help. I don't know if she's getting rewarded for this. And she also has to be careful because yeah, she kind of has to like show respect and everything. These are like high-ranking people. And yeah, this is like very interesting. So basically in episode 7, she kind of helps the Emperor because he has to kind of climb up this tower in the palace to like prove that he's truly the Emperor. So it's kind of like a ritual. So yeah, maybe they think he's not like worthy to be the Emperor. So he asks Mama to kind of help him. It looks like women are not allowed in this palace unless they're like a concubine to the Emperor or one of his like servants. So then Jinshi kind of like pseudo like takes Mao to be his concubine. That's a bit funny. And we also realized, yeah, Jinshi is the brother of the Emperor. We do realize that Jinshi is Otto's son, who was like the big purple like concubine lady that left last season. So yeah, I mean, this is like kind of self-explanatory anyway. But yeah, that was like a new detail there. Like basically, she kind of like accompanies the Emperor. It's kind of like an escape room type of game where you have like 3 doors basically, and then it's kind of like a labyrinth. You climb upstairs and everything. There's 3 more doors, and you have to like kind of pick your path. There's like 10 different doors, and then when you reach the final door, it shows you if you've made it or not. So the Emperor tries to do it himself, tries to like, pick random doors that like he didn't pick the last time. You can't really brute force this either because like you only have a limited amount of tries. But basically the Emperor fails, and then Mao kind of like uses her intellect because the caretaker of the shrine tells Mao, oh, your dad could have done this. That Mao kind of like took that personally, and she's like, okay, I'm gonna figure this shit out. So she realizes that the true Emperor bloodline has like this gene that makes you colorblind, but it might be like skipped a generation or so. Mao kind of like uses process of elimination to kind of like read the door to pick because apparently they're red-green colorblind. So yeah, Mao kind of like picks the right door each time depending on what colors they can see. She solved the puzzle of the shrine. So yeah, random ass escape room episode. But I'm like, this is a big deal. Like, he's getting more status in the tower, hanging out with like all these important people, and then yeah, her and Jinshi's relationship is kind of like getting stronger as well. Next episode though kind of features the Empress, who's kind of like in a relationship with the previous Emperor that died. So yeah, her task to Mao is to find out if she actually cursed the Emperor, because since he died, his body like never rotted or decayed after a year, which is pretty unnatural. So she asked Mao to kind of like discover, is there really a curse here? If you've been watching this show, you realize that curses aren't real. Everything has like somewhat of a scientific explanation. The interesting task that's given to her, we'll see like if she can do it. But besides that, stuff goes on in the rear palace. Mama making more friends. Okay, so for Sakamoto Days episode 7 and 8, so yeah, we get a new arc here where they're kind of facing like this deer mask guy who's part of like this lab, and then they want to kidnap Shin. So yeah, Shin has that mind reading power. They want to kill him, I guess. But yeah, the thing is, Shin and Lu kind of got into a fight because Lu was like being very lazy, and then Shin's like very uptight. So yeah, Lu also like took Shin's apron to clean. So yeah, when they were fighting, Shin kind of walks away, and then members of the lab kind of show up to the convenience store. So yeah, they kidnap Lu because she has Shin's apron that says Shin on it, even though like she's literally the wrong gender. So now they have to rescue Lu. We see that Sakamoto has trackers on their aprons. Basically just like a high-speed chase on the highway. Sakamoto and Shin are on a motorcycle. They like kind of jump off on the van and are like fighting them. They kind of like knock a lot of people out on the motorcycles, and then they blow up. I don't know if these people are dead. I don't know if Sakamoto is breaking the family rule. And Sakamoto and Shin kind of like get left behind though. Their motorcycle kind of breaks down, and there's like this other invisible guy that like beats up on Shin. Apparently their lab is like in the basement of this museum, so you have to just like sneak in. And then basically, yeah, there's like some villains here. There's like this mad scientist with like chemicals on him. He's pretty much like Bane, I guess. And these chemicals do like wacky shit, like make you talk backwards and like, confuse the enemy. So he's just like a funny villain. And then Sakamoto has to kind of like adapt to beat him pretty much. He kind of like punches him with Shin like kind of blocking him. So yeah, Shin kind of can read Sakamoto's mind, dodge the punches. And then yeah, the doctor can't really like defend against this. We get a bit of Shin's backstory in the next episode as well. So one of the scientists of the lab kind of took care of him. He's like a father-son dynamic. So yeah, he was like focused on his research, I guess like mind reading research, but then Shin accidentally kind of drank the mind reading formula. So now he kind of like feels guilty about this because Shin's kind of being alienated by everyone for being weird and scary. So the doctor kind of takes responsibility, but Shin doesn't really like getting pitied on, so he just like walks away. And that's when he started life as being an assassin. So that was interesting. We also see members of the order here. So Osaragi, who's kind of like the Yor ripoff, and then this blonde dude with the hammer. So yeah, they're fighting the deer mask guy. It looks like his body is like genetically enhanced, and like he has like stitches all around him. So he seems to be a pretty tough guy here. I mean, like his deer mask was pretty interesting as a character design, but he takes it off. So he just like has long hair and stitches. But basically Sakamoto kind of falls from the roof from a trapdoor and just like lands on him, and now he's fighting this guy. Well, I guess the other two members of the order are gonna go after Slur, who's like the main villain. So yeah, fights are happening here. We see the sniper guy also helping Shin because the invisible guy comes in again, kind of like fight him. I like the invisible guy, he's like pretty chill and laid back. But basically, you know, the anime continues. The action has been like okay, but again, just like very stiff. There's like, you know, the manga panels with impact frames pretty much. But you know, the comedy has been like very chill. I love the family moment. Seeing the daughter cry when the convenience store was empty and she wanted to hang out with everyone. You know, there's like a lot of cute moments in the anime. So yeah, we'll see what's gonna happen as, you know, the fighting gets intense. A lot more characters are here. It seems to be like a cool kind of like final arc happening. Also for Dragon Ball DAIMA, we have episode 20. This is the finale where Goku, Vegeta, Glorio, Piccolo, all the characters, all the babies, they're fighting King Goma, who's like kind of like the big kind of demon guy, like looks like Jiren with the Jiren outfit. So yeah, he's kind of like muscular now. Everyone kind of powering up to beat him, doing like energy beams and shit. But yeah, the big part was Goku went Super Saiyan 4 out of nowhere. Like he just unlocked this ability and they made a canon, I guess, because this is literally canon. This should happen before Super, I guess, before the Battle of the Gods. That's kind of interesting. We see like Goku in baby mode, Goku and Vegeta, but like now like Goku's able to grow up. So yeah, I mean, that's pretty much what happened here. You know, they did a quick trip into Demon World, met some like characters, met some friends, and then went Super Saiyan 4. And he didn't kill him, but since the power and energy left his body, everyone turns back into adult mode, so that was nice. So again, a lot of like cool lore and, you know, an interesting, fun, well-animated series. Did this need to be here? I don't know, but it looked like it was like meant for kids, you know, just like a fun new Dragon Ball series. Also pretty much just like another kind of condensed version of GT. So yeah, again, you know, interesting Dragon Ball project. I was like keeping up with it slowly, but yeah, since the final episode was here, I started watching the final fight. So yeah, a lot of like interesting, cool stuff happened, and, you know, Super Saiyan 4, it's back. Also, we have Dr. Stone Science Futures. So we have episode 7 and 8. Pretty much Luna kind of infiltrates the ship as a spy. Bro, she's like the most obvious spy, but no one seems to care. She has like free reign on this boat. So yeah, I mean, the security protocols are lacking. There's like a lot of like kind of gaps in logic in episode 8. Episode 7 though was like kind of like a nice backstory episode because we see Dr. Zeno and Senku do have a history together. Basically, Senku asked NASA for like help kind of like creating a rocket because like his rocket, the material like wasn't able to fly. But as, you know, kind of like replies with actual advice, Senku's like, yeah, I didn't think of that. And then yeah, they keep corresponding. So it looks like Zeno telling Senku science is elegant, helping him kind of grow and mature and, you know, appreciate like science. It was like very wholesome. We also see that Senku's dad Byakuya is also working with them. So it's also like pretty fun coincidence. So yeah, I mean, they were boys, but now they're clashing in the stone future. So yeah, the way Zeno and his team kind of like woke up, they're all like trapped in the White House. Well, they like got petrified. And then they realized like the nitric acid was able to free you, but only if your brain is awake. So yeah, we learned that from season 1. But yeah, Senku has like the advanced nitric acid formula that they don't really know about. Also, they have a platinum ring because someone was able to give the ring to Luna, but he swallowed it last minute. But yeah, they have platinum preserved, so that's how they were able to like kind of build their factory. So again, I thought like Zeno's colony was so advanced because he woke up like a lot earlier, like years earlier than Senku. But nah, they pretty much woke up at the same time. But then, you know, Senku chose to use science to kind of like heal and help people. But Zeno's kind of using it to like kind of build weapons, harvest corn, and just like, you know, be an American, I guess. Which is kind of depressing to be in the current year. But yeah, pretty much Zeno kind of wants to be like the science dictator. And he's down to coexist with other people. But yeah, Senku, he doesn't want Senku to be there. So yeah, first they thought it was Dr. Taiju, but then Luna kind of like relays a message because she doesn't want Taiju to get shot. So she like says, Senku knows Zeno. But Stanley wasn't really able to decipher what she said. So basically Stanley tells Zeno that the actual scientist is Senku. Literally lost in translation, which is like kind of tragic because she did save Taiju's life. But at the same time, now Senku is being targeted. So Zeno calls to hit on Senku. This was like a big character moment because it showed that he was able to cross that line. I'm gonna kill his ass. So yeah, once he said that, he's actually like solidified as a villain. They can't really coexist. We gotta stop this guy. Stanley doesn't know what Senku looks like, the obvious main character with the leak hair. So he kind of used like this dumb science method where Zeno kind of like uses his voice to tell like his height. And they realize he's like 5'7". Stanley sees there's like 3 5'7" people on the ship. And then kind of like targets Senku because Senku was able to like kind of look and track the sniper because he was like looking at Luna's point of view. So basically Senku kind of like hides behind the wall of the ship. But yeah, since it's like a sniper, I guess he's able to penetrate the wall. So what Senku does, another kind of dumb science moment this episode. Now Senku like uses like this kind of bag of powder, puts water in it to make like a makeshift like bulletproof vest. So I thought in this time that you were trying to like make this bulletproof vest, you could have just like hid somewhere better better, like under the cabinet. That could have like probably protected you a lot more. But basically Senku kind of like uses like this bag of flour to kind of like deflect the sniper bullet, but he gets like penetrated a bit. So we end the episode on a cliffhanger where Senku, he's like kind of injured, I guess. I don't know if Stanley's gonna confirm the kill or not, but yeah, I mean, you know, this is Dr. Stone. Senku can't die. But yeah, it looks like Dr. Zeno chose violence. But interesting kind of progression. You know, Senku and Fino, they know each other. A lot of like coincidences, but at the same time, you know, it is exciting. So hopefully just like some more kind of cool escalations. We'll see where the story goes as like a new war is just like happening. Also, we have Flower and Asura. So we have episode 7 and 8. I love this anime so much. You know, there's like talking and reciting, but yeah, there's like a lot of like cool drama happening in the club. A lot of like cool character moments. Very cute. Basically, they're kind of like preparing for like the national competition, but they have to like kind of submit like a project as well. So yeah, the first years they're kind of like working on this movie project where like the dude with the strict parents that wants him to be a doctor, he kind of like works on a script based on like his sister's life. So Hana's kind of like the lead actress. Her acting is like insanely good. Yeah, things are going pretty well. They kind of record the video, everyone's happy. You know, we got some more character reveals as we see like the dude's sister, and we see that Hana might also have like an older sister who's like really good at reading, but then it looks like she kind of abandoned her family. She's like, oh, I don't have a sister anymore. All right, very edgy girl. She seems to be like an endgame villain that Hana has to deal with. But yeah, pretty much they record the student film. They kind of like visit this like reciting performance here, and also like they have to edit the film as well. We see the main dude who's like editing and working on the music. He's actually like very nitpicky. He also has like a past where like he thinks his music is boring, like playing the piano and something. He needs to be more unique. But then like he plays the piano again, he kind of like gets passion on it, and then he reworks the music. They're able to submit the videos. So that's the end of episode 8. So, you know, broadcasting club competition coming up. And yeah, seeing more of Hana grow, get friends, and kind of be like a strong member of the club. It feels so good. So yeah, we'll see what's gonna happen. Also, I'll talk about some other shows very quickly. So yeah, we have the Guild Receptionist. We have episode 7 and 8. So basically the Centennial Festival gets interrupted by another like dark god. So yeah, Alina and Jade were kind of like going on a date, hanging out. But yeah, the dark gods are here. This one's like kind of 2 lollies. They have to kill both of them at the same time pretty much. And yeah, they have like kind of overpowered abilities. So yeah, Alina and Jade aren't really able to finish them off. And also the healer, she's like struggling. So yeah, I mean, she's a bit annoying, but she gets like some development here as she's kind of like moving past her trauma of getting like her older party killed. So yeah, this twin dark god also like has a form where they can like merge and combine and become like this very strong overpowered character that like kind of burns Alina in the stomach. Lily, the healer, kind of uses all her power to basically heal up Alina, which works. But yeah, basically she had to lock in. Alina didn't want to give up, so yeah, Lily didn't give up, and yeah, Alina's healed again. She's able to help out Jade, and yeah, defeat the dark god pretty much. I don't really like this fight. I like the first dark god fight a lot better. This one, you kind of like felt the formula happening where, you know, the characters are struggling a bit, but you know, they're never really in any danger. I thought in the first Dark God fight, they were actually in danger. But here the villain was just like, you know, 2 lollies, didn't really have any interesting abilities. And, you know, they get defeated. Centennial Festival does continue. It is very chill. Comedy is okay, but yeah, there's still like a good amount of annoying moments. Maybe now, since we moved past Lily kind of like getting stronger and overcoming her past, it'll get better. And we'll kind of move on to more interesting story arcs. But, you know, past 2 episodes have just been like kind of okay. We also have Blue Box, so episodes 20 and 21, there's like a play happening, the Snow White, also like school festival stuff. So basically Snow White play is normal, you know, stuff's happening, Shinatsu and everyone else is looking, but there's some drama, bro, random ass like thing happening. So at the final scene where Taiki and Hina, they have to kiss, there's like a volleyball that kind of like almost falls on Hina's head from the roof. So then Taiki kind of like blocks it for her, but then at the same time it looks like they're actually kissing because like confetti falls in. So there's like rumors happening that they're in relationships. Now it's like kind of awkward. Shinatsu also like feels bad, but at the same time, you know, they both have a crush on Taiki. We see a new character coming in as well. It's like the little sister of like the captain of the badminton club's girlfriend. So yeah, she also seems to be kind of like interested in Taiki now because he's like a good guy helping her. Now there's another girl in the mix. You know, it looks like they all like kind of grow, support each other, and Shinatsu will be the winner. It'll probably take a long time to get there. But you know, pretty much cute episodes happening, you know, like very chill anime. And you know, I kind of feel bad for Hina because, you know, she seems to be winning, but you know she's not gonna win. I've also been watching Grisaia Phantom Triggers, so yeah, I mean, this is kind of like girls fighting wars, child soldier anime. It's based on kind of like a visual novel game series. So I heard this is like volume 5 or chapter 5 of like the story, but like the animation quality and the story has been like pretty okay. Like I like it. Like again, you kind of have to get through the anime barrier of like these random ass like revealing girls in like kind of short skirts and stuff shooting in actual wars, and then they're like emotionless about it, but they're also like being very cute about it as well. There's kind of like a barrier there, but like this season has been like pretty entertaining, I think. So I have like emotional moments basically, and then now they're kind of like basically fighting terrorist organizations. We get backstories on some characters, how like some of the teachers, they have like some trauma in their past. And then we see one of the characters, Haruto, he's trying to avenge like his teacher. So yeah, one of like their killers are here, so they start fighting. So I guess like some emotional moments here. I just have to talk about it because yeah, I've been kind of impressed with the anime. Animation style is kind of like Higurashi art style. It's made by a different studio, but it has like those character designs with like their kind of curved mouths, and, like pretty detailed, shiny faces. So anime does continue. A lot of like, you know, hot girls here. And, you know, they're child soldiers trying to fight these terrorists. We also have Tasokare Hotel, great mystery story. I also did realize that this is based on a mobile game, actually. I saw reviews of the game. It looked like pretty popular, but also at the same time, as like a lot of mobile games are, you have like limited time to like go through the story. So yeah, just like you're like daily locked pretty much. That's kind of interesting, I thought. But yeah, pretty much like this anime, I guess, is like a condensed version of the story a bit, but it's like the first few chapters pretty much, which does make sense. Like this is surprisingly like very good, like a decent mystery. I liked it, like seeing Neko, the main character, kind of like solve all these problems. So yeah, for like the past 2 episodes, 8 and 9, we're following like this idol girl. So yeah, she died from like drug overdose. She kind of had like this like competition with like a member of her idol group, so she kind of like regrets that. And then they were able to like assemble a band to like have her like play a song. So it looks like the concert is going good. I mean, some characters we still gotta like solve their problems. It looks like Atsuri, who's like working in the hotel, he seems to have some tragic past. Like we know like he's a musician, but also like, you know, he's staying in the hotel for some reason. But a lot of stuff is going on. I really love the story. I really love the mysteries. So a pretty decent anime. I do recommend it. Also for DanMachi season 5, we have episode 14. So yeah, 1 more episode left for the finale. But here, pretty much Otar the king, he's like the final obstacle in our way. He's just way too overpowered. Takes pretty much no damage. No one else has abilities that can really beat him. Besides Hedin, he like kind of helps out. He has like this big lightning attack that he hits on Otar. For everyone else, you know, Bell just like throwing fire bolts and stuff. Like Mia trying to use like strong melee abilities, and Ryu also like using magic. Like they just can't penetrate him. But it's pretty much been an uphill battle, you know, a lot of like cool back and forth fights. I think it's kind of like disappointing that like we had to wait a lot because of the production issues. But hopefully the finale kind of lands it. We get like a good conclusion for Freya. I guess we gotta see, but hopefully our main character Belle can do the job. Also, we have some other shows like Momentary Lily. It's been kind of crazy. Like a lot of like wholesome moments as they're fighting robots, and I guess they're doing more cooking. The Okinawa anime has been like pretty nice. It's been hitting, just like a cool, cute romance show, and we're learning a lot, bro. Learning so much about Okinawa each episode, all the typhoons and stuff, characters going to the beach. We realized that there's no trains in Okinawa. And yeah, just like a lot of history. I do like this anime more than the Hokkaido one. It does have like a lot more substance. Like the romance is like kind of like the most forgettable part of these anime. I want to learn more about the tourism. I want to learn some obscure fun facts about the local culture. But also, you know, the romance is kind of cute and wholesome, so I guess it's there to like have a storyline to follow. Also, we have Can You Keep a Secret? Very chill romance show again. I like it, you know, the realistic type of romance show where like the main couple, they do have like an actual relationship. They're not shy around each other. They sleep together. Like it's very cute. They kind of share their insecurities episode by episode. Characters kind of like progressing with their like careers and stuff. And you know, there's still like the storyline of trying to keep things secret. But besides that, yeah, we see other like side characters getting in relationships and more other things happening. So yeah, just like a cute standard romance show. There's also Ameku MD. So yeah, like the house anime, it's been kind of showing like its low quality recently, which is kind of like unfortunate. Like if you don't know, yeah, it's been suffering through some production issues. But yeah, there's like some storylines going on, some sad moments, as well as Takao, like she sees like a kid who's like kind of dying of cancer, so she kind of like regrets it because she can't really help him or do anything for him. That's kind of sad. Takao was also like sued for malpractice like a episode before. That's also kind of nuts. So yeah, a lot of like explanations happening, kind of like cute doctor moments, but again, like the low quality is kind of unfortunate. I think the anime does make do a bit though, because you know there's like characters talking, solving mysteries, so it doesn't need to be like intense animation. So the story kind of continues, I guess. We also have Zenshu, which is kind of like very sick, saying more of like Natsuko's backstory, which is kind of cool, learning more about the world. No matter how much Natsuko kind of tries to save the timeline, be happy, like the hero Luke, he might die in the future. We might have to deal with that, but yeah, Natsuko's trying to like, you know, create a happy ending for the story. We'll see if she can do it, maybe learn things, maybe go back to her own world. I don't know what's gonna happen in the end game, but you know, pretty fun, high quality isekai story. And also we have Shangri-La Frontier, so yeah, a lot of like pop-offs in the season 2. Basically now they're fighting another unique monster, so this one has like unique conditions where you have to kind of like fight it in the ocean. You have to kind of like commandeer a pirate ship, do like this pirate ship quest, and basically kind of like advance in the ocean, fight a lot of like strong monsters here. So yeah, it's kind of interesting. I guess we'll see what's gonna happen, but yeah, anime's been fun, high quality, but also like the story is like a bit slow paced. There's a lot of like talking, dialogue, explaining game mechanics every week, so we kind of have to deal with that. But yeah, that's like the pretty much the bread and butter of the anime though, like kind of have hyper realistic game descriptions. Yeah, I mean that's what we signed up for, and yeah, that's kind of happening as Sunraku's doing more things in this game. Also, we have the 100 Girlfriends season 2, so we have like episode 7 here. Previous episode we meet like this like tomboy sports girl who tries working hard a lot, and then Rentaro just like rizzes her up, and then has all the other girlfriends kind of play baseball with her because she's like the sole person on the baseball team. because everyone else went to America. There's a lot of crazy fun, funny moments here. Also, like the formula is kind of like getting kind of old, where like each episode pretty much there's like a 2 episode thing where we meet a new character, a new member of the harem, and then we kind of go through a storyline with them. So that's pretty much what's happening. This episode of Squad goes to karaoke, and then they meet a new character. It was like this like blonde lady. Her name is Utsukushi Sugi Senpai. I guess that means like she's like very beautiful, but she also has like this rivalry with Nano because Nano's like more beautiful than her, I guess. But I guess like new character here, we'll kind of like visit her, and I guess Rento's harem gets bigger, but yeah, all the girls are supporting him, so you know, somewhat funny, wholesome story as well. Hey, that's it for the shows this week. Thank you for watching. Let me know if I missed anything, but these are the ones I've been keeping up with. I've been watching a lot more other stuff, like, you know, a lot of like other romance shows, fantasy shows. I kind of don't have too much to talk about, but yeah, besides that, a lot of like chill shows, great like kind of slice of life moments, and you know, decent action shows as well. So Solo Leveling is there, ReZero is there, and yeah, the story on Orb also goes hard, so you can't wait to get the finale as well. So yeah, thank you for watching. I'll see you next week. Peace.